Hey, 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 Gold Crushers. Welcome to, of course, our High Achievers Society. This is where we focus on accomplishing and crushing those big goals God's way. And so for this training, what I'll be doing is a very high level overview, an orientation, an introduction into the birthing framework. So this is not the course, the birthing framework. I just want to make sure that we understand the difference here. This is just an overview, an introduction to what does those acronym means. When I hear the term birthing, what exactly does it mean? And so that's what I want to use this opportunity to go over with you. So to begin, what I want to do is share my screen. Okay, and we will get started. So of course, if you're in this community, this is a space where you, high achievers, visionary leaders, and professionals who are just ready to stop circling around ideas and to finally bring them to life. As high achievers, we are full of ideas. We have so many dreams and goals, and we start them. And we start so many all at the same time, we can get overwhelmed. That's just how high achievers are. And so, this is the platform where we hold you, we walk you through the process. You're accountable so that you just don't have to do it alone. And that's exactly what we do in here. We help you with your big dreams, set God aligned goals and achieve them. And we walk alongside you in the process, holding you accountable, giving you the resources, the networking opportunities, and the tools that you need to succeed. So let's talk about the birthing framework. What exactly do those acronyms mean? And what I'm going to do is just go through every letter and tell you how it plays a role into accomplishing your big dream. So let's start with the letter B. B, of course, is to bring forth the vision. With every accomplishment in life, it starts with a vision. And so when we talk about bringing forth the vision, this is the process where I will help you uncover the dream that God have already planted inside of you. We'll help bring it out through brainstorming, through vision mapping, through journaling, through, even creating pictures, right, of what that's going to look like. So the thing that is hidden within your heart, you're now able to bring it out. You know what it is, you've prioritized it, and now you're going to write it and make a clear declaration so that the commitment to achieve it is there. Then the I in birth it is to identify your why. That is so important because your why is what's going to keep you going when you feel like giving up. Your why is what fuels you. So we're going to move from just surface level. This is the goal I want, but digging deeper. I'm going to take you through the seven gates to accomplishing and figuring out your why. And the seven gates, you may have heard this Act 7 why 7 times or multiple times. And going using the gate system, it's like an opportunity, like a breakthrough feeling. And this is something that I adapted from another coach that have worked so well that I said I'm going to implement that 7 why also when we go into identifying your why. Is your why for family, community, or for the kingdom? So we want to make sure that that vision that you have is anchored, so deep in God's purpose. It's that why that wakes you up at night, that why that makes you want to just cry and forsake everything else to pursue it. And so that's what we're going to explore some. You will find also that once you identify your why, it will no longer be tied to a specific project or a specific goal. It'll become so much more bigger. And you'll learn that why you'll be able to live it out in any environments. Like my coach says, purpose gives permission. You'll find that in any environment, you'll be able to fulfill that purpose because your why is so much deeply rooted. So now let's look at R. R is refine your readiness. So you want to make sure before you accomplish anything that you're ready. You know, scripture says, of course, will a man not build a house? If he builds a house, will he not sit down and count the cost to make sure that he's able to complete it? And so with this refining your readiness, we're going to make sure that you're in the right mindset. When obstacle comes, when the critics come, when that self-sabotage self-sabotage and thought come, that your mindset will know how to reframe and replace those thoughts. We're going to look at resources and systems. What do you already have in place, and what do you still need to get to make sure that you're ready? So that is the R. Next, we're going to look at T. The T for is target milestones. So, of course, with every big dream, it can be so overwhelming. And so, in targeting milestones, that's where we're going to break your big goal down into whether it's quarter, half a year, or a year, and follow the roadmap, similar to what's in my book, Crushing God-Sized Goals. But we'll have checkpoints, we'll have micro goals, and we'll have opportunities to celebrate each milestone that we're able to accomplish. So this is where your vision is concrete now with timeline, and it's no longer a wish list. Then the H is to honor the process. That's that journey. When you're walking in that journey, you're sometimes gonna get discouraged. Obstacles are gonna come, but you want to make sure that you have what it takes to honor the process. So we're gonna look at how disciplined are you? What habits do you need to develop? The accountability portion, that's where we start inviting our circle of influence, our circle of support, our circle within this community to hold you accountable, to lift you up, to cheer you on, to guide you through this process. So you're going to honor the process. When you feel like giving up, we're going to make sure that you're able to continue, because we're going to be there. We're going to surround you. Then there's a second I, the in birthing. So the next I is to implement boldly. And this implement boldly, I told you, have pushed me to do so many things that I have been uncomfortable doing. Speaking up when I was hesitant to speak up. And so, therefore, with implementing boldly, that's me doing it with imperfection. We're going to identify 1 to 3 things that you're going to commit to doing whenever we meet, if you're in the coaching program, and you're going to implement those things immediately within 24 to no longer than 72 hours, even if you feel like you're not ready, right? Because not being ready just means that you're afraid of something. And so you just need to do it imperfectly, just do it uncomfortably. So that's what implementing boldly is about. Then the next one is N, network strategically. This is my favorite one, or one of my favorites, I should say, which is where high achievers, we don't succeed in isolation. We need to network. We need to build meaningful connections. We need to collaborate. We need to have accountability partners. So not just within our community here will you have accountability partners and collaborators and people to network with, but depending on what your goal is, you're going to be challenged to find that accountability, that collaborator out in the community. And so those are things that we will help you identify and guide you into finding your uh, community where you can network strategically outside of this community as well as within this community. And then finally, the G. I said networking was one of my favorite. Actually, giving back would be the favorite one, because true success multiplies as leaders, as high achievers. Growth isn't just about reaching your goal. Reaching your goal is just one point. But you haven't really made success if you haven't built a legacy. And when you build a legacy, that's when you help other people through their breakthrough, allowing them to birth their dreams, their goals, creating new leaders, leaving a legacy. being a legendary leader. So, when we think of the birthing framework, just to do a quick recap, B is for bring forth the vision, I is for identify your way, your why, R is for refine your readiness. T is to target your milestones. H is to honor the process. I is to implement boldly. N is to network strategically. And G is to give back. So, your dream was never meant to stay hidden, it was meant to be birthed. And this right here, right now, is your birthing room. Welcome home. There's room at our table for you.